Alright, so what's going on everyone, it's Augie, and before we get into the video, like always, if you are new to the channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure to turn on the notification bell so that you never miss out on another new video. Also, as of a couple days ago, we just received the join button over here on YouTube, so that if you want to support the channel even further, you can go ahead and do so. There are a ton of cool emotes and perks you get along with it, so if you want to go the full length in supporting the channel, and if you want to see more consistent uploads on the channel, be sure to join the channel by clicking the join button right below this video. Now, with all that said and done, enjoy the video. So, if you didn't already know, the spoilers and rough translations for the recent chapter of My Hero Academia came out, and usually when spoilers come out for anything in Weekly Shonen Jump, it's rarely ever I get the chance to talk about it, just mainly because of how I handle my lousy upload schedule, but this time it was different, and I knew I just had to put everything aside just to talk about this specific chapter, because with everything that is happening in the world of My Hero Academia, and honestly ever since the start of the series, I think all that has been built up and until this point has led to this moment in time, and to be honest with you, this might be the end of My Hero Academia in quotations to academia. What I mean by this is that this might be the very last time we see Deku returning back to UA for his studies, and it might so however just continue on the story with him receiving his hero license early. And at this specific moment, it's pretty clear that we My Hero fans will be receiving a time skip like soon, if not within the next chapter, so just by the way things are looking as of right now. And mind you, if you are already a My Hero Academia fan and you're watching this video for whatever the reason, now of all times would be the time to start picking up the series, because I can tell just by the look of the direction the series is going in that the story of My Hero Academia is going to start making a turn more so towards the serious side of things by introducing so many different elements to the hero world. I mean, already so far we've seen that Horikoshi, the creator of My Hero Academia, has been showcasing so many different types of serious aspects within just these few past arcs alone, and I can tell he's definitely starting to ramp things up way more than he ever has before, and that to me personally excites me for the future of the series. And I don't know, maybe it might bring more attention to the people who were pushing the series away because of how much it didn't seem like a serious series towards the start of it. But as for this recent chapter alone, I kind of wanted to go a little bit in depth and talk about it because, like I mentioned earlier, this chapter specifically is probably the turning point within the series, and it's definitely going to be something that is remembered as a milestone for as long as this series exists. So by now, this is your chance to click off the video now if you don't want to get spoiled for chapter 306 of My Hero Academia. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk and discuss about this week's chapter of My Hero Academia. So to start things off with a little recap, we left out this last chapter with the discussion between Midoriya and the previous users of One For All talking about if Deku has the will to be able to stop Shigaraki at all costs. Knowing Deku though, that wasn't going to be an option to at the most kill him. This was of course a test towards Midoriya to prove to the other users of One For All that he is truly worthy of being this so-called final user of One For All. And typically we still didn't get to see the faces of the second and third user. I guess now just wasn't the time, which I'm honestly not surprised about, just because due to the fact that I know Horikoshi is cooking something up for the both of them and their characters, hence why the both of them are looking towards the wall while the rest of the predecessors are having a conversation with Midoriya. Now moving towards the main attention of the video being chapter 306 of My Hero Academia, and to be honest, I genuinely did think we were going to start off this chapter by getting at least some information on the second and third users of One For All, but that thought quickly faded when the spoilers for this week's chapter dropped. And the chapter starts off with not Deku but All Might thinking to himself what Midoriya just went through was something his predecessors might have tested him while he was first intact with One For All. And clearly with everything going on, Hawks and Best Jeanist are the ones that want to know the full extent to what they witnessed not too long ago, and that Shigaraki is going after Midoriya. So this is what I think is just a breaking point for All Might to give into some of the top pro heroes the information about One For All, and really he couldn't have picked a better two to discuss this towards. And during this time, a couple days have gone by and a press conference was held with the current top 3 pro heroes, Endeavor, Hawks, and Best Jeanist, and I can tell this conference is not harder on anyone else other than Endeavor. He knows what his past has led him to and what connection the future will lead him to, but I believe, and I think all of us believe, that Endeavor will succeed in proving to all of society that he has what it takes. Hence kind of why he came out with everything during this press conference in specifically complete detail. That itself must have been harder than fighting any villain. And as continued, Hawks comes out with his father's background and criminal history and how that was hidden from the public. And at this point in the chapter where Endeavor gets appointed by the reporter that her mother brother was seriously injured and that things will really be okay from now on in question. And you know, at this point there's not really much they can do. This is the point in time where the heroes seriously faltered, and it's going to be hard to make up, especially since now the public isn't necessarily on the side of the heroes. Moving forward, Genus pretty much implies that UA will now be a designated shelter to those of connection towards the students in the hero course. And at this point I was really thinking to myself, okay, that's great, but what about the rest of the people that aren't in the hero course? It's especially concerning just because not everyone goes to UA, and of course Endeavor again with this iconic line of just watch me, but hopefully this time the people have something they look forward to watching since the pro hero arc. And not to mention, but we pretty much get confirmation that most of the top pro heroes, including teachers, are pretty much all safe and not anywhere near death. Despite that though, the big moment of the chapter where Deku leaves behind the letter to all of his classmates at UA and tells them pretty much everything they need to know, ranging from why he needs to leave to how he obtained his quirk. And everyone is pretty much in shock, especially Uraraka, and with that the chapter ends with Izuku Midoriya seemingly to be in rather one could say still in Japan or America, even just because of the gargoyle like structure he has himself standing on. And I guess with what he says is a huge callback to chapter 1 where Deku says in quotes a giant villain, and the chapter being titled the beginning of the end. And I don't know about you, but I just can't see a way where this isn't a time skip or some sort of last minute side arc we get into that could potentially involve something with My Hero Academia's vigilantes. I personally would find that to be really cool, but again it is just a theory. If you ask me though, what I think is the most likely option, since this was a callback to the story, this seems like it's the halfway point in this series, if not the last saga of this series, where we either get some kind of time skip or, like I said, kind of like a side journey arc with Deku venturing off and traveling the hero world. Either way, this arc is bound to be very important towards Midoriya's character, and whether or not we get a time skip or not, I pretty much have faith in whatever direction the series is going in right now. Although I mean personally, I don't know how I would feel about the whole Bakugo rescue mission or whatever has been floating around in the community. I just think it would be too much of a carbon copy of Naruto in a way. I mean, it would be cool, don't get me wrong, I just don't think it would be the wisest decision, if that makes sense. But regardless, My Hero Academia as a whole right now has honestly been peak Shonen Jump in a while, and it's crazy to think about that excluding Hunter x Hunter, My Hero Academia is the second oldest series in Weekly Shonen Jump. And to see how far we've come with the series since 2014 has been an absolute adventure in and of itself, and I honestly can't wait to see what's to come literally within the next chapter. So things are definitely starting to change and I'm here for it. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and sit back and see what's the big twist entails for the series of My Hero Academia. So to everyone who made it to the end of the video, I hope you all did enjoy the video. It honestly shocked me that this could potentially be the end game for My Hero Academia, and it's crazy just because how long I've been following the series for. I started the anime back when it originally came out back in 2016, and to think that it's really the third oldest series in Jump just says how much time flies, especially in the manga industry. But anyways, make sure before you click out the video to drop a comment on your thoughts on the video and let me know your overall thoughts on the series of My Hero Academia, and if you haven't already, please catch up on the manga while things are still heating up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join the Discord if you have not already. We got the Discord up and running again, so join the Discord, link in the description box down below. And with that everyone, my Twitter is @AnimeAugie, and I'll make sure to catch each and every single one of you guys in the next video. Peace.